Welcome back.
Welcome and welcome.
Welcome. I didn't know you were bringing your mother today.
It's not my mom, it's your mom.
This is Dorothy Rerig.
Hey, welcome. I'm so happy I got to meet your mom for the first time yesterday.
We might, we should probably stop and get her a pillow because I don't know if we can. Can you see over the screen?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It was more of a joke.
Oh.
So,
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's a
getting,
good
I'm
one.
getting
welcome,
shorter.
welcome. People
Thank you.
will be happy to know that you exist.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you
you do
for
actually
visiting.
watch this.
Every Saturday morning,
Yeah.
I'm in bed.
It's like cartoons. Like most people watch cartoons on Saturday morning, but you watch us.
Yeah.
So good. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for visiting. Rocket's happy that you're here, and we're going to go through some business,
Okay.
and then we'll do the prices right or something. So, some good articles in the Pine Cone today that from Mary as usual that highlight some of the action the council's going to be in. Just a reminder that the JB Pasteur building, so the appeal, that's at 7th and Dolores, will be continued to the August meeting. Then Mary also read a good article about city council meetings and how we process our business here. So the council will have their fingerprints on that. They actually already provided direction, and this is up for adoption on Monday. So this is a Monday-Tuesday combo. And then on Tuesday, we do need your input on a couple of things. We have some closed session items, some real property negotiations on Monday in closed session. And then last but not least, finally actually, is the restoration of the Harrison Memorial Library. This is the contract with the architect for the work. So there's a lot of celebration. That's the second item on the agenda. And then we do need your input, community, on the traffic safety committees. That's the chief and Anna, our planning director, and Ken, our public works director, are advising on additional stop signs in the village for safety. So that'll be something we need the community. We try not to have too many regulatory or directional signs in the city. So
That's something that's been talked about for a long time, having
yeah.
four-way stops all throughout downtown. And so I think it's ripe for another conversation. We've got every year there's more people that are here than ever before, more cars, more pedestrians, and so the interaction of those two, the city council is actually the only body that can approve a stop sign in the city, so they're the ones that need to consider that.
And from the safety perspective, when people are trying to, especially visitors, when they're trying to find where they're going, and they're looking at our beautiful village, it's important that we have safety precautions to ensure that pedestrians are injured. So anyway, we need your input on that, community, and then you have the great item with the mayor on valet parking and maybe reopening Assembly Bill 413. The state sometimes, you're not going to believe this, but the state sometimes passes legislation that impacts local jurisdictions. Who knew?
Who knew? And sometimes it's one-size-fits-all legislation, and we're not all the same size.
Yeah, what might work very well in Stockton or Merced is not necessarily appropriate for a village of 1 square mile of 3,000 people. A lot of visitors, but nevertheless. And then really important, we're returning with the ad hoc work, the homework that we've done on the police and public works building. We're thinking about doing something with those buildings which are quite old and not just out of date, but it's not really fair to have employees in a space that needs to be improved. So we're working on that. And then I did just 2 quick other items. We're doing a sidewalk survey, so I signed a contract yesterday with Precision Concrete. So Grandma, what we're going to do is we're going to look at all the sidewalks, the condition, so that we'll have a recipe by which we can follow to make improvements.
Yeah, and this company, they use technology, so it's actually going to create a web-based map that has different colors and different markers for how messed up basically a sidewalk is or is not, anywhere from a 1/4 inch on up. So we can track it, and then we can report progress out to council and the community as we go through and fix the sidewalks.
Yeah, the new council is really, they really want to work on reporting. So with our capital work, with our spending, so that's something that Brandon and I are working on. I can tell you're fascinated by this conversation.
No, I'm interested because I I thought I saw some of the sidewalks that could be dangerous.
Hey.
Could be. She said could be.
I said could be.
Yeah, but we
Let's
did
move
talk
on.
about that a lot yesterday. Some people that, you know, have difficulty walking, shuffling their feet. You know, we need to be thinking about even the smallest uplift of a quarter inch.
With our trees and being on a 13% slope, the whole village, I mean, we need to be very conscious of these kinds of safety issues. So,
Absolutely.
well
That
done.
could be safety.
And the last thing I have, Brandon,
Yep.
is, and Grandma, is that I signed a contract to digitize our historical legislative records. So, and we're gonna have a public portal on our website. So if you want to do research on some of our legislation from the last, back to 1916 when we were founded, you can do that. So we're digitizing all that. So what do you have?
What a great idea. I don't have a lot. I want to hear from Grandma a little bit. Next Friday, though, is 4th of July, so we're closed in observation of Independence Day. We'll probably do a Thursday version of this, but
Yeah.
all the services will be available. We do our typical job of putting out, you know, porta potties, extra dumpsters, and all that stuff. So we'll be prepared for it. We expect to see a lot of folks coming. And always on 4th of July, we have Monterey County Pops who comes and puts on a performance in our small little Devendorf park. It's a group of really talented musicians who play all kinds of instruments and have a fun little gathering up in Devendorf Park. And so it's a good community event. We bring Dorothy every year to that, my Dorothy, to that every year.
You can bring this Dorothy if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact, just take her now.
That's right.
So yeah, we'll have hot dogs. You have to have hot dogs, of
Mhm.
course. So we'll
Yeah.
close 6th Avenue as we always do between Mission and Junipero.
Yep. And that's all I got.
I have something. So take a look at this. Do you have your glasses, Grandma?
Mhm.
This is a photograph from what year? Can you see it up in the upper right-hand corner?
1998.
98. What do you see in that photo?
I see a really young, attractive girl. It can't be me. Woman. It can't be me though.
That is you 27 years ago when I was here, my first time with the city. And yeah, you were checking out all the things I was doing wrong, probably.
Oh, well, I still do, but I don't say anything about them.
You can tell me, email me when
Okay,
you get.
all right, and then you can.
I'll take my
All right,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
I know that's Dolores Street. Yeah.
So I'm
so-
gonna scan that. We'll put it in the Friday letter today.
All right. You
Yeah,
can,
so people can see.
you can,
Yeah.
just get a cute little hat on there.
That's great.
We want to present. Oh, so when you think of Carmel-by-the-Sea, I mean, how would you characterize it? I mean, this is not a plug for what a good job or bad job that Brandon and I are doing. But when you describe to people this village, how do you someone who's never been here or seen it?
Oh, it's darling. I love it. I love walking the streets. The farmer's market yesterday was the best farmer's market I have ever been to.
You've been to a lot of farmers
And
markets.
I
You
have
like
also-
the can and all that. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
living in Pennsylvania and close to New Jersey and the whole thing. It was just phenomenal. I met a very nice young couple on the airplane, and it was the first time they were here, and I said, they were here for a conference, and I said, oh, but you have to go to Carmel, and they went, oh, really? And I said, yes. I said, it's lovely, and
And you didn't give them that business card, right? They're not going to come in here.
no.
Sure.
I wouldn't even tell them who you were, that I was related
Well,
to you.
that's pretty typical.
Probably a good idea.
No,
Actually.
but it's charming, it's always exciting to come back. I just never tire of it. And I think though my fondest memory is of doing the pumpkin roll with you. I just, every fall and Halloweenish kind of thing, I remember that
And we have that
makes me
recorded
smile.
on video.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, it has just been a pleasure to meet you, and I'm glad everybody, our millions of viewers, as we say,
I know.
got to meet you finally because I hear us say hello to you most weeks. Some weeks we forget, and I hear about it from Chip. But yeah, and so actually how we say goodbye to people.
We're not saying goodbye yet.
We're not saying goodbye. You got
Okay.
okay.
Presented with the
Oh wow!
honorary
Oh.
key to the city.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
There you go. We're gonna need that back after we're done.
Yeah.
This, but,
There's no cash value on that thing either. Yeah, it's
I just want to say to the community though, how fortunate they have to have both of you.
oh my
And,
gosh.
and
that
I
is-
know,
biased.
being a mother, your mother, I don't want to say, oh yes, my son is wonderful. but you are very, they are really fortunate to have.
You're very
both of you.
kind.
Yeah.
Unnecessary, but very kind.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
thank
this.
you. You're welcome.
I'll return it.
Thanks, yeah.
All right.
Right, well, then you know how we say goodbye, right? Look at the camera and we say,
Take good care.